So when the internet first began, it wasn't like it is today. It wasn't a marketplace. It wasn't an attention trap. It wasn't a dozen billionaire-owned platforms extracting every second of your time. It was a public invention, a gift created by researchers, scientists, universities, and governments who generally believed in a free network. A network of shared information that would elevate everybody. It was built with public money, our tax dollars. It was built with public labor. And specifically, it was built with public purpose. The whole point was openness. Vint Cerf, Bob Kahn, Tim Berners-Lee, those were the architects of the modern digital world. They weren't trying to create a shopping mall. They weren't trying to create a surveillance machine. The dream was a global commons where we could all communicate without borders. A place where knowledge flowed without permission. And they fucking warned us early in the beginning. They were loud, and they would repeatedly talk about corporations not being allowed on the internet. They would intentionally moderate the internet and kick off corporations. Vint Cerf warned about corporate enclosures, like Google. Berners-Lee warned about walled gardens, like YouTube. Bob Kahn warned that private platforms would undermine the architecture of the internet itself, like our tax dollars subsidizing it and then us having to pay to access something that we already pay for. All these guys said, if corporations take control of this thing, they will turn the open web into a closed system designed to extract value from its users instead of empowering the users. Back then, it sounded fucking paranoid. Now it sounds like the description of a documentary of the world that we already live in. Corporations didn't build the internet. They occupied it. They conquered it. They took it over. And we gave it to them for free. And when we gave it to them for free, they moved in, set up shop, and slowly rebuilt the entire structure in their image. Instead of open pages, we got platforms. Instead of freedom, we got subscriptions. Instead of decentralized discovery, we got algorithmic funnels that decide what we see, what we think about, and how long we stay. All the things that the founders of the internet were saying came true, word for word. Today's internet isn't the web. It's a network of private kingdoms stitched together by surveillance. And it gets darker too. Once these companies lock down the digital environment, they realize something powerful. They could turn us into their workforce. The first job you have is the one you get paid for. The second one, as we talked about in another video, is shopping. But if you didn't see that video, it's pretty much the logistical labor corporations offload onto you. But the third job we all have, without choice, the one that hides everywhere, not symbolically, literally, you're training algorithms with every click. You're labeling data with every like, share, and scroll. You're performing unpaid customer support by reporting what they refuse to police. We all have to do our own security because they won't. And then we're generating behavioral analytics that they sell for pure profit. We're all doing the labor that keeps these trillion-dollar platforms alive. And we're all doing it for free. This is exactly the future that the founders tried to prevent. A world where corporations transformed the user into the used. A world where they turned participation into exploitation. The internet is now mandatory. Jobs require it. Banks require it. Governments require it. And all of social life flows through it. You can't leave the internet without becoming a ghost. I've tried it. So the choice to reject the system isn't even real. You're trapped inside this third job, whether you agree to it or not. And they know it. That's why they can ship broken platforms with all kinds of bugs, because they expect us to fix those problems. That's why they can bury you in logins, CAPTCHAs, identity checks, and endless click here to continue loops. You're the labor force, you're the product, and you're the infrastructure. And somehow, we're all still paying to be here. The backbone of the internet, the research, the protocols, the networks, was built with our money. As if we were an investor in this thing. Did you get any returns? The only returns I can see is debt. It's like I think about when the internet was handed off to the telecommunications companies for free. After more than a decade of making the government inefficient, they claimed that the public couldn't run the internet because it was too expensive. And then there was all this debt from it. And it just seems like over time they've just switched that debt from the infrastructure to us. Corporations really just built bottlenecks in the whole system. And now we spend hours a day working inside their system instead of ours. And we're unpaid, uncredited, and unable to exit. If you think about the internet like a road, because it kind of is, it's a road for information. We built that road. And then we gave the road to these corporations, and then they installed toll booths on the road. And they charge us to use the road that we fucking built. Because they somehow convinced us that using the road we fucking built was a privilege. That's the third fucking job we all have. The job that we never fucking signed up for. And the job we can't quit. The internet was supposed to be a fucking revolution. Instead, it became a trap. A beautiful, shimmering trap. Full of convenience and friction. Distraction and dependency. But the thing is, it is still our creation. It is still our infrastructure. It is still our collective invention. And we don't have to keep living inside the version that the corporations hijacked. We don't have to accept being unpaid workers in a digital factory. We don't have to accept a captured internet. We built the fucking internet. And it can be ours again. Open, decentralized, human-centered. The way its founders intended. It's time to take back the internet we built. Alright, thanks for watching my video. See you tomorrow. Peace.